This is lesson 4c from greatest common factor. So what we're going to do when we factor something is we're going to write an expression as a product, right? This means times, we're going to multiply things together, product of factors. Okay, so if we were to factor 8, we could say 1 times 8. But let's go to these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backwards from our distributive property. I'm going to start with 6x in my table and 18 in my table, and I want to see what is the greatest common factor of these and divide it out. I could list out my factors if I need to, 1 and 6, 2 and 3, and then I could say 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, and the greatest that I have in common is 6. So what I could do is I could divide 6 out of both, and I gotta think, what can I multiply by 6 to get 6x? Well, it's just x, right? X times 6 is 6x. And then out of 18, it's 3. 3 times 6 is 18. So you see what I just did? I did it backwards. So now I'm going to write it in my factored form. I'm going to say 6 from right here times, and then we have x plus 3. Right? All I did was I went backwards. I could put the distributive property through and do it 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times 3 is 18, but I just went backwards. Let's do the same thing with 20x minus 75. Okay, so I want the greatest thing I could divide out of both of them. So I could list them all out if I need to. So 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 3 doesn't work, 4 and 5, 6, well, we're at 5, so we're done. And then negative 75, this is 1 and 75. 2 does not work, 3 and 25. 4 does not work, 5 and 15. 6 doesn't work, 7 doesn't work, 8 doesn't work, 9 doesn't work, 10 doesn't work, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, we're back at 15. So the greatest common factor is 5, so I'm going to divide 5 out. Well, what times 5 gives me 20x? Well, that's 4x, right? 4x times 5 is 20x. And then over here, if I divide out 5, I know I have 15 left. So I'm going to say minus 15. Because negative 15 times 5 is negative 75. So in my factored form, I have 5 times 20x minus 15. There's my GCF.